Hi there, Rio del Norte readers. Welcome back to Reading with Miss Ehret. Today we're covering the letter G. And I had a hard time picking the book for today because there are some great titles that start with the letter G. The book I've chosen is Goodnight, Goodnight Construction Site, and it's by Sherry Dunsky-Rinker and Tom Lichtenheld. Goodnight, Goodnight Construction Site. Some of the other books I was thinking of choosing, we have Goodnight Moon, that's also available in Spanish as Buenas Noches, Luna. And these are by Margaret Wise Brown. She's a favorite author. The Grouchy Ladybug by Eric Carle. He's definitely one of my favorites. And this one has some great artwork for the pictures. Really a good book. Of course, there's a Mo Willems one. A Big Guy Took My Ball. Guy starts with G. And, of course, a Dr. Seuss book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm joined here by the Grinch and Goofy and Mother Goose. Goose starts with G. And Lovable Furry-Old Grover. And if you look through the videos, you can find a reading of the monster at the end of this book starring Lovable Furry-Old Grover. Grover starts with G. Other books I was thinking of choosing, Duck Duck Goose, Grumpy Cat, and Just Add Glitter, because glitter makes everything better. So those are some books that if you get a chance, check them out from the library, maybe look them up online. But tonight's story is Goodnight, Goodnight Construction Site. So let's go over our letters and words. We have the letter G. G looks like this. It goes around like a C and then has a line that goes in. This is the letter G. And G says G, like goose, like Mother Goose. G, G. That's the capital G. And lowercase g looks like this. It starts out like an A with a circle and a line, but then it goes all the way down to the ground. G. Circle, line, down to the ground. That's the letter G. Also, when you're reading in this book, you'll see the letter G looks like this. That's also a G, and that's just a fancy way to print G, but it's the same as the lowercase g. For our words, in this book, you'll see the word good, good night, two words together, good night. Go, G-O, go. This word is grade. In this book, it's used like a slope, but next year you'll be in first grade. 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 Gate. Gate starts with G. Gate. Getting. Getting. This word get. When we double the T and add ing, we get getting. It's getting late. This is a good G word, gravel. Gravel. They will move gravel in this story. Ground. Ground. G-R-O-U-N-D. Ground. And we have great. G-R-E-A-T. Great. Great. All right, readers, let's read. All right, readers, we've got Goodnight, Goodnight Construction Site by Sherry Dunsky-Rinker and Tom Lichtenheld, and it's published by Chronicle Books. Goodnight, Goodnight Construction Site. Down in the big construction site, the tough trucks work with all their might to build a building, make a road, to get the job done, load by load. The sun is set, the work is done, it's time for trucks to end their fun. So one by one, they'll go to bed to yawn and rest their sleepy heads then wake up to another day of rough and tough construction play. Working hard to help his team, crane truck raises one last beam. Reaching, stretching, lifting high, he swings the beam into the sky. He'll set it down right on its mark, then off to bed. It's almost dark. He slowly folds his boom back in, and then with one last sleepy grin, he tucks himself in nice and tight, then cuddles up and says goodnight. Shh. Good night, crane truck. Good night. Spinning, churning all day long, cement mixer sings his whirly song. Now, yawn. He's weary and so dizzy from the fun that keeps him busy. With one last spin, he pours the load. He's ready now to leave the road. He takes a bath, gets shiny bright, pulls up his chute, turns off his light. He cuts his engine, slows his drum, and dreams sweet dreams of twirly fun. Shh. Good night, cement mixer. Good night. Dump truck loves to work and haul. He carries loads both big and small. He moves the dirt from place to place, then dumps it with a happy face. One final load spills on the heap. Crunch! Now dump truck's tired and wants to sleep. He lowers his bed and locks his gate, rests his wheels. It's getting late. He dims his lights, then shuts his doors, and soon his engine slows to snores. Shh. Good night, dump truck. Good night. Pushing with his mighty blade, bulldozer works to smooth the grade. He clears the way to level ground and fills the air with thunderous sound. Roar! No one's as tough and strong as he, but now he's sleepy as can be. He puffs some smoke out of his stack, turns off his engine, stops his track. He curls into his soft dirt bed and dreams of busy days ahead. Shh. Good night, bulldozer. Good night. Scooping gravel, dirt and sand, excavator shapes the land. He digs and lifts throughout the day. Arr! But now it's time to end his play. A few more holes to dig and soon he'll roll to his bed beneath the moon. He twirls upon his bumpy track, pulls up his broom, stretches his back, and sets his scoop down on the ground. He snuggles up without a sound. Good night, excavator. Good night. These big, big trucks, so tough and loud, they work so hard, so rough and proud. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to work and play. Turn off your engines, stop your tracks, relax your wheels, your stacks and backs. No more huffing and puffing, team. It's time to rest your heads and dream. Construction site, all tucked in tight. The day is done. Turn off the light. Great work today. Now shh. Good night. That was Good Night, construction site. This is Good Night, construction site by Sherry Dusky Rinker and Tom Lichtenheld. This is a longer book, so maybe mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or older brother or sister can help you read it. I'm going to show you the pages. Just press pause until you're done reading each page and then move on. Good night, construction site. That was Goodnight, construction site. Okay, Rio del Norte readers, thanks for joining me. That was Goodnight, construction site with the focus on the letter G. We have our shout outs today, and it says, read every day. And our shout outs in Miss Tejas' class are Bella, Theo, and Evelyn. And in Mrs. Fennell's class, we have Frank, Emily, and Anthony, and a special shout out to Mr. Slater, whom without these productions would not be possible, and he puts up with my love of glitter. So, as always, Rio del Norte Eagles rock. Have a good night.